and welcome to
What a Pitch!
The podcast where people pitch made-up movies. Brought to you by the Pandering Talk channel. I am your host, Dan Cutler, and joining me, as always, is my lovely co-host.
Okay.
He's a tall stalk of corn, if you know what I'm talking about. Sean Dangler, how's it going, Sean?
I'm real skinny and I get real green.
I meant it's like the Iowa version of tall drink of water.
Yeah. Well, what version is the tall drink of water? Is that just a U.S. thing?
I think it's like
Texas thing. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Like
dog glass of water. I know what you're saying.
That does sound like a southern thing, doesn't it? One, because it's like really hot and humid down there, and you constantly need water down there.
Yeah, people are tall. I feel like in Texas. I haven't been there, but I assume there's
everything's taller in Texas. That's what they say.
Taller in Texas.
That's exactly what they say. Well, a little bit of news from us. For those of you who haven't heard, What a Pitch has a live show.
Woo!
Yeah.
It's all the ladies in the background screaming.
Yeah, we record in front of a live audience of exclusively women.
Hot women.
Hot women.
We'll take my top off. No, you don't need to. We're
don't do that,
men.
ladies.
We're respectful.
It's an audio format. It won't go anywhere. Weirdly enough, it's like the only thing you do for What a Pitch is you interview these like women to be like, are you going to be in our live audience? It's like the only thing you do. I'm trying to book guests and you're just like, I got to talk to women all day.
I get to go around. I have wet t-shirt contests with them and we figure out which one wins gets to come, you know?
It's where 99% of the What a Pitch budget goes to is paying these women to be in the live audience, shout, and say they're going to take their top offs. Anyway, I forgot what we were talking about. We have a live show. What a Pitch booked a live show.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's
buried the lead.
That was a really good bit. Actually, that was really funny. I like that a lot. No, What a Pitch booked a live show. It's happening at XBK's The Annex in Des Moines.
Yeah.
It's going to be on September 16th. That is a Tuesday. It's at 7 p.m. And we're gonna have like a little opener before our show, and then we'll have our show, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be the first time we ever do this in front of people.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really
pretty
fun.
Great. So sources say the best time to go to a show Tuesdays. So be there.
Really?
Yeah. That's
what
what
source
sources.
Is that? Politico.
Politico. The Hill. Not Deadspin, Defector, Barstool, it's everywhere, buddy.
Barstool, yeah.
Joe Rogan's podcast. We're hitting all corners of the internet.
Yeah. So check that out. You can find the ticket link through the Facebook event. It's some like really like long, obnoxious URL. You can go to our Facebook page at PODWAP. You can find the event through there and buy tickets through there. $12 in advance. $15 days of show. So, just score your tickets. But, Sean, other than that, I do have a little bit of news for you.
Mm-hmm.
I just bought myself a Switch 2.
Ooh, I didn't even know they were coming out with it till yesterday when I saw an ad for it. I was like, I didn't know there was a Switch 2, apparently.
Yeah, it just came out like on Thursday or something.
Okay. Do you get 2 times the controller now?
Or
what's
like
different?
Twice as many controllers? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, you know, normally you get like the 2 like that go with it, but now you have 4.
No.
So you have 4 or 2 joysticks, or however, double the joysticks.
It's still 2, but they actually come with like detachable arms. So you put arms on yourself, and that holds the Switch for you.
This isn't real, right?
No, I got it downstairs. You want to see my detachable arms that attach to my body?
So you got a Doc Ock situation
I
going
got
on?
A Doc Ock situation.
Oh my God, okay.
And if we're being honest, I have jerked off with it. And guess what? It's amazing. The fucking, like, the gyroscope vibrations really does it for me, man.
Yeah, I'm glad it does. That's why you bought it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm entering year 6 of my marriage. Like, it's starting to get a little stale. Gotta spice up the bedroom a little. Why not Doc Ock that situation? I mean,
hey, babe, I got an idea how to make our love life better. Let's Doc Ock it.
Robot arms.
Robot arms. Woo! You'll never know where they're coming from.
It turns out Dr. Octopus is a gynecologist. I robot situation can't be improved with robot arms.
Exactly.
Am I
That
right?
is very true.
Holy shit, that was funny.
You bought a Switch 2, though.
I did. I bought a Switch 2. I wasn't planning on it because I have like a bunch of games that I just haven't played already.
Yeah.
And then day of it was released, like all my friends were sending Snapchats of like, got my Switch 2. I had a buddy who got 2 because he was worried that he wouldn't get one.
Oh, that's
so he like
wild.
bought one online and then went to the store day like up like pre-sale.
If you bought one online, why would it matter then?
Well,
because
he was worried that like too many people like in pre-sales bought them. So he went day of to like a Walmart at like
just
midnight
physically
to get a
it.
physical one, and then his came in the mail anyway. So he's like, I got 2. So I was just seeing all these Snapchats, and I'm like, fuck, I'm folding like a house of cards. So I just went and bought myself a Switch 2, and the new Mario Kart. It's fucking awesome.
All right.
I love it.
Now, is it compatible with old Switch, the Switch 1 game?
Yes,
thing?
yeah. So that like a lot of people are actually complaining that like, oh, there's not a whole lot of games out like out for the Switch 2 right now, which that's like every console ever.
Yeah.
Like the day it comes out, it's like, yeah, there's only like 1 or 2 games maybe.
Yeah.
But like I have a bunch of old Switch games that I haven't touched.
Yeah.
That I've spent money on, but they're all compatible. I can play them all on the Switch too, and they should be, and like they should be better because the Switch 2 has like is stronger and more powerful. Like
Better graphics.
Better graphics, yeah. As a machine, like the load times go from like 30 seconds to like 5 seconds and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna play like. I want to play all these games that were like chugging on my Switch, and they're going to be buttery smooth on my Switch too. Just like those Doc Ock arms on my penis.
Gross.
Sorry. Thank God this is an audio format.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. I love the Switch too, and there's like a ton of games coming out in the future that I'm already excited for. So like. I'm already really happy with my purchase. So, yeah, it's great.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you have any fun things you want to share that happened lately, or?
What have I done? I met an FTC commissioner. Is that fun? Technically, he's fired.
I'm an accountant, so I think it's fun.
But he's fired, but he's suing for his job back. But it was cool.
Yeah.
Met him this weekend at an Iowa Farmers Union event. So shout out the Iowa Farmers
That's
Union.
Federal Trade Commission for those who don't know.
Correct. Yeah.
See, and this is actually like fun, quote unquote. Not really, but like it's interesting, and it's like really cool what you're doing because I read that article. That you shared that you were featured in about this, about meeting him. Yeah. And this is a really cool thing that you're doing to like, why don't you tell people about it? Like, I do think it is really cool and good.
I'm just trying to share my story of getting screwed over by monopoly power, and how that affects me and my family and also where I grew up in rural Iowa and really America in general, because if you look, every single part of the sector of the economy mostly is controlled by very few interests. And that is a problem that hasn't always been the case, but is since about late 70s, mainly the 80s when Reagan got in, really cut loose on corporate power, could become a lot more consolidation, less firms, and then the negative aspects of that. But we've done it before in the 30s. The New Deal, the FDR, they broke it up. They saw the ills of consolidation, and they kept it going strong. And that's why all our parents were, if they did go to college, went to college for a much cheaper rate than what we've all had to go to college for. And all the other issues about that, why there used to be more farmers on the land and all that stuff. Things don't just progress the way it progresses just because that's the way it's always been. No, we are actively choosing certain ways, which is to let corporate power get too strong. And that leads to me, honestly, a lot of the issues that you see within society.
Yeah.
And so I am trying to do my part as an American citizen to go out and speak out against this using my experience.
Absolutely. And like, I totally agree with all that.
Yeah.
And I would even like take it a step farther. And this is maybe not like too crazy conspiracy theory, but like a little conspiracy theory that oh crap. What's the term when like companies decide to not like compete against each other?
I should know this.
It's not collusion. It's like, well, it is collusion. It is collusion, but there's like a term, like an actual business term for it.
I can't think of it right now.
It's not. It's not antitrust.
No, antitrust is the actions you take against
Yes.
them.
So,
Because corporate power used to be called basically trust, like when the Standard Oil, that type of stuff.
But like it is illegal when businesses like
don't compete with each other.
don't compete with it when they collude. And
because they have so much power, they're like, why the fuck? Like, would I try to beat them if we could both just do well? That's essential. And that's what a lot of, like in the seed industry for farmers, there's two companies, Bayer and Corteva, that essentially, Bayer used to be Monsanto. Basically, they own all of it. And they don't really have to compete. And every year they can just raise their prices because farmers can't go somewhere else and do it. And they control the patents to the seed. So it's really hard for anyone to actually try to enter into the business and try to compete with them on a real scale.
Yeah. Like, it's like a lot of these situations are almost to the point where it's like they're obviously colluding to screw over the market.
Yeah.
But because the burden of proof has to be on the like a prosecution, it's hard to bring a legal case against that.
Yeah.
You know, how do you prove that other than just it's like when the Supreme Court like defined pornography. I can't define it, but I know it when I see it. Like we can't legally get them for collusion, but like it's happening.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you've seen like over time, like the New Deal, it kind of became just more of like, there's the term's called political economy, but basically it was like, at that point, yes, we just know bigness is bad. That's what happened at the New Deal. We could see what would happen because there used to be a grocery store chain called A&P that essentially was a Walmart back there. And they're like, they are just using their market power to take so much more power and control. So they just was like, as a democracy, we cannot have power, financial, economic, political power sourced in fewer and fewer hands. Like that's just not how a democracy should work. Mm-hmm. And so they just use that view and we're going to do that. But over time, this goes into like the Chicago School of Economics that's become the prevalent thought since about the 80s or so. They basically introduce, this is where you can argue with, is economics really real? But basically they kind of change the rules where it makes the courts now use like more equations and stuff, just makes it harder to prove that. Even though everyone, I think you could go around to most people and be like, is this industry a fucking problem when there's like two? It's because Facebook, should we have these big tech companies like Facebook, Google have this much power? Is that good for society? Yeah. I would think most people will probably be like, are going to err more on the side of it's not good versus love it. I love that they have all this power.
Yeah. And it even makes sense from like a small business standpoint. Like imagine trying to be a small business as anything nowadays. Yep. You know, like I'm a musician. You see that in the music industry. Mm-hmm. Admittedly, the tools maybe have gotten cheaper and easier. Like you can absolutely produce your own album versus like the cost of like could have been, even 30 years ago. But like, how are you supposed to compete against these massive industry built-in companies?
Well, that's my recommendation for anyone listening is there's a group called More Perfect Union. They do a video on Ticketmaster, and it literally explains how Ticketmaster got control of it and how everything costs, even with inflation from like what you would pay to go see Elvis Presley back in the day. Mm-hmm. It's way absurd compared to what inflation rate would normally just be, that they're just tacking on so much more shit. So and this is an example of where this fucking works, where antitrust, where you can attack these corporate companies. If you've gone recently and bought a ticket through Ticketmaster, they now have to list the fees before you go and buy the ticket, and then you get there and then they're like, guess what, you're paying like $80 in fees.
Yeah.
They now have to show that up front, and that's because of people who brought a lawsuit towards them saying that is illegal. You cannot just hide fees like that. They also do that with hotels too. But that's what happens. That's better. Everyone knows what you're paying up front, and then you're not just annoyed that like, oh shit, okay, I guess I'm paying way more in that. And again, musicians will get paid more if there's more of them besides Ticketmaster and Live Nation just controlling the entire industry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And like that's good, but it's also like, I mean, it's art, and I think art is very important to society, but it is not a survival industry the way farming can be.
Yes, yeah.
So like, it's really like, like it's really scary to see that in and like because like I mean I'll just come out straight up and say it, like I am like hardcore progressive. I'm not too hardcore progressive because like I do believe that like I'm counteracting myself, like I don't think like, oh, capitalism is the ultimate evil and communism and socialism are the ultimate good. Like, I think it's like all things in moderation is probably what's best. But like, I do believe that housing, food, and healthcare should absolutely be free to everyone. Yeah. Anything that is like a survival need should absolutely be free. There should not be a barrier of cost or a barrier of entry. Should there like... Do I want people to not have mansions? No. If you're fucking rich for some reason, then sure, go buy fucking seven mansions. I don't give a shit. But the fact that like there are people, citizens of this country, who own multiple mansions, and then also citizens of this country, 1/3 of American citizens are homeless. And we live in the wealthiest society this planet has ever seen. We are, and there is such a dissonance there.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. Things just in my mind should be more distributed, more fair. I just want to market. The thing is that bothers me when people, and I hear this from more my leftist friends, I feel like, that are just like, we're at the end stages of capitalism. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit, because we're just in like not really capitalism because we just haven't had any guardrails up like we have had. We put those guardrails back up, things will be better. I'm not going to say it's going to be perfect, but it'll be fucking better than this. It's absurd. I also agree. I mean, I don't think you just give away housing to people necessarily for $0, but it is clearly the concentration of that stuff where people do deserve. I mean, I do agree. Everyone should deserve a house. I think it's absolutely insane when people own like multiple houses, also huge. And I am always like, if you're in a mansion, you're like, you could like, if you divided this up and so many more people could get a house and that type of thing. I'm not in that many mansions. I'm literally just thinking like a small house. Sorry. This is a defining part probably within my life that I think back is when I was in New York. I was in an improv class. I met a friend through that. His girlfriend invited us over to her place. And she lived in Midtown Manhattan and was literally had a penthouse suite. She didn't have a job. Her father just got in on a global financial services firm early. Was a founder. Got all that money. And then so she did that. I mean, yes, it's great. You know, I believe you. I don't want to take his money away or that stuff. But also when you compare that to other people in society, like you could take $1 million away from them, give that to 10 people. Think how far that will get those people. Yeah, you don't need a penthouse suite for like someone who doesn't have a job. I don't know. I know that other people can have that issue, but like to me, it just shows you like that's like it's not right. You know, like we're saying, like,
there's a dissonance.
There's like, how is that okay that this person can still get that, not have a job, but then we are making people who are just trying to scrape to get by to get their kids through school and that stuff that have to work multiple jobs and live in a shitty apartment.
Yeah. And like, I think what I've said personally, I won't speak for you, because I do think you're more articulate than I am. Yeah. What I've been saying, like, I think it's easy for me to just say. I do think an actual solution is much harder to like figure out, especially you take an idea and then you put it in the real world and there's obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, whether it should be there or not. There are obstacles. There's limited resources, so I'm not just sitting here saying like, oh, tax the rich and everything will be perfect. No, the real world sucks. And sometimes it just sucks because it sucks.
Yeah, but I fully agree with the housing stuff, because how is anyone... Like, I think about, like, even when we bought our house in 2018, if I tried to buy at the wage we were making at that time, now, there's no fucking way I'd be able to buy a house. And that seems absolutely insane that, like, I don't even care. Like, there's the long-term argument of, does everyone really need a fucking house? Why don't we live in apartments? Better for society, that general. Or live in an apartment, buy, like, an apartment size. But whatever. Just that possibility that more people are just being forced just to rent long term. Even and to me, that just creates a lot of issues of whether they are going to stay within that area, because I think the value is in the community. If you can buy a house in a community, you grow there, that's better for society in general.
Yeah, I mean, Beth and I were in the exact same position where there needed to be a global pandemic to bring interest rates almost to nothing for us to be like, oh, we can buy a house.
Yeah.
God, I could.
And that's so dumb because it didn't used to be like that.
Yeah.
And it's not. And to me, again, I would say it's the consolidation of things, the finances and the financial firms and the home building is the cause of that reason.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then
there's also you can go into ordinances. We maybe demand that cities demand certain things be built and maybe it should be more flexible, but whatever.
I mean, I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
But yeah, a big problem is that investment firms are like, oh, we should buy up housing because that's a good investment option. That sucks. That fucking sucks.
Yeah,
I don't care that I'm clipping right now. An investment firm saying, oh, we should buy up housing because that's a good investment opportunity.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. No, and it's in the part going along with that is just the consolidations just within banks. And so there's a lot more national firms that have more particular or harder rigid standards than, say, if the local banker who lives in your community, it's the local bank that is just we'll buy you a house within that, in that area. And so
absolutely
there's that part, and that's gone. That's since the recession, that's kind of gone slimmer and slimmer. So it's harder for people to have that leg up in that way because some firm off in a distant big city is telling you, no, this doesn't fit our description, or this is how much we can give you, and that stuff, instead of you're having that relationship with someone.
All right, I'm going to hard stop this conversation because we could keep going on this.
I know.
That is not the point of our podcast. One last thing I will say, it's kind of a side tangent before we get to the elevator pitch.
You want enough money to get those Doc Ock arms?
I know. I already got the Doc arms, baby. I don't need Jeff Bezos for my Doc Ock arms. No, I've talked to some listeners of the podcast.
Yeah.
And some feedback I've gotten. They don't really like it when we talk about pro wrestling.
What?
I know. Fuck them.
What? Weird.
Start your own podcast, bitch. Sorry for saying bitch. Not sure who I was saying bitch to. I feel like one of my friends is going to be like, you called me a bitch because
no, you're not
whatever.
bitch.
Well, we didn't talk about pro wrestling. So you're welcome. Subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to podcasts.
Now I want to, but I won't.
No, we'll move on. We'll move on to the elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Bing bang. Hello there, Mr. Money. I see the dollar signs on your suit.
I know, it's pretty awesome. Just got tailored today.
Oh, wow. You had to take it in, obviously, because you lost weight.
Thank you. You're very flattering. Yes, I did.
Yeah, your arms feel so strong and firm.
Yeah, please, you can keep touching them. I went on the keto diet.
Oh, wow. Okay. I like keys as well.
Yep,
anyway,
me too.
I have an idea for a movie that I think you'd like.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I think everyone would like.
I got a lot of money. I can carry a lot more since I'm not as fat.
Exactly. That's probably why your arms are so firm from carrying all your money. You carry your entire wealth everywhere you go, right?
All in change.
That's what rich people do.
Exactly.
Pennies, quarters, dimes?
Pennies, obviously. That's going to be the most weight.
Yes. You have the most to throw at pores. Yes. Anyway. Had you ever seen the show BattleBots?
Yes, I have.
It's great, right?
It's a fucking tremendous show.
Well, take that.
Okay.
Times 100.
Okay, what do we got here?
Construction vehicles BattleBots.
Oh, I get it. I don't know where it will go. Is this like watching the movie Battleship back in the day? Because I saw that movie and I was like, what is happening? No, that was bad.
No, this is going to be like, Mad Max Fury Road, how all of it was like actually happening?
Yeah.
It's that, but with construction vehicles. So, yeah.
Cool.
BattleBots plus construction vehicles, profit.
Awesome. What's the name of this?
In production.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wait, so is in production the actual name or
No. Under construction.
under construction?
It's the actual one. No, I was just like thinking, like, you know what? It's been a while since I've been dumb on the podcast.
I like it though. That's my type of movie. It's dumb.
I figured you'd like it, actually.
Battle bots. So the hard thing's gonna be what the fuck is the premise of getting to a battle bots movie? Because again, I've seen the Battleship movie. I don't remember what the fucking premise is.
It's not Battleship.
What's it called?
It's called Battleship with Liam Neeson and Rihanna.
Yes.
Rihanna?
Yes. And isn't the guy from Friday Night Lights also in that?
Taylor Kitsch?
Yeah, whoever the drunk Riggins from the TV show.
I've never seen the TV show.
I think that is who you're talking about.
I think it is who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Wait, is Michael B. Jordan from the TV show?
Yes, he is.
He's
like later on. He's not like in the
he's
first
not,
season.
okay.
It's when Coach Taylor moves to like the second school.
Oh, so Coach Taylor isn't through the whole series.
he is.
Oh, he is.
He moves schools.
Oh, and we just follow him.
You just follow him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I should watch this show.
It's a great show.
I'm watching Heroes right now.
I can be a hero, baby. I know that's not. I love Enrique Iglesias.
It's a great song.
No, yeah. Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Yeah, Save the Cheerleader.
I remember those promos a lot.
I'm like halfway through season 3.
Okay.
So I'm there's only 4 seasons, so I'm real close.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there. Yeah. So, I mean, the story. I mean, what do I need to tell you?
It's just
we could just go to the trailer right now. Honestly,
construction equipment just blowing shit up. Now, does the construction equipment?
Okay, sorry. You keep mentioning Battleship. I don't want you to think Battleship. That's a terrible movie.
Okay.
Did you ever see Thor Ragnarok?
Yes.
Do you remember the scene where he fights the Hulk in that Coliseum?
Yes. Yeah.
Think more like that.
Okay.
But instead of Hulk and Thor, it's like
construction equipment.
it's like a crane and
the big ass truck.
A big ass truck, baby. Watch your neck.
Sorry about your neck.
Sorry about your neck.
Sorry about your
Whatever. Sorry about my Doc Ock arm.
Sorry about my neck.
Anyway, so I mean, like, what questions do you have?
Well, I assume is does the construction equipment talk? I assume not.
No, they're
it's
drivers.
There's drivers.
There's drivers.
Okay,
yeah.
so they're not just like automated.
So, yeah,
things.
it's a little like Death Race in that, where like the people are, commanding the machines.
I see. I
Yeah.
got it. So now, I assume that each person, like the personality of the construction vehicle, or their personality fits the type of the construction vehicle.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
And we could answer that question as we talk about the characters.
That's true.
Yeah.
So does it like how? I assume we just like a little boy that wants to drive a big ass truck or something. Like how do you get into the movie? I guess
I
is
think
what
the movie is a lot simpler.
Okay.
From a story perspective.
Or we just get right into it and they're just fucking fighting and we're just watching shit tear each thing
I
apart.
think no.
It's
I
like
think
Cowboys versus Aliens. Like I fucking know what's gonna happen here and I'm stoked for it.
I've never seen that
Great
movie.
movie.
I really should.
I'm sure it's horrible now, but I really
I don't know.
enjoyed
It's
it.
Daniel Craig.
I know. Isn't Harrison Ford in it too? Or am I...
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
yes, he
same.
is. Yes. Speaking of Daniel Craig, a new Knives Out movie is coming out.
Oh, really?
Next year? Oh, later this year, I think. Later this year. And it looks very like religious in nature. Like whatever.
So is he a priest in it now?
God, I hope so. Him in like the collar and then talking like this. Talking like Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah.
They're battle bots, you see. But then you throw in some construction vehicles. And you add in a dash of a character element. And it's such a moving movie. I love those movies. So
Yeah.
neither here nor there. I think we got to build up to the construction. Battles.
Yes. Yeah.
I think the movie should revolve around this one young man who he's the son of a single mother.
Yep. Gotta be that.
Yeah. And he has a sister.
Yeah.
He has a younger sister. And like right as he's like about to graduate high school or something, his mom gets sick. And it's like terminal.
Yeah.
But she's gonna be sick for a long time.
Yeah.
So they got immediate medical bills and
He's got Pick up some money.
So he has to go straight into the workforce, and construction, it's easy to get into construction.
Honestly, I'm going to jump ahead here, but we can come right back to this. If we had de-aging technology, Mark Wahlberg would be perfect for this role, but I won't leave that.
I'm not bankrolling it. Do we have de-aging technology?
I feel like I don't like de-aging technology. I don't want Mark Wahlberg to say, but I would say this seems like a perfect fit for young Mark Wahlberg.
Well, I think like we're gonna see this guy like this is just the beginning of the movie, and then it
Marky
Mark, yes, and it jumps years. Mark Wahlberg's still pretty old,
except for also like
because they have to be relatively young. Because I want the mom to still be alive.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it's like a 5-year jump, so we're still thinking like mid-20s. That's maybe fair. A young-looking 30-year-old. Neither here nor there.
Yeah, let's get back to it.
So it's this young man who instead of going to college has to go right into the workforce. He goes into construction.
Yeah,
and his sister's going to graduate soon, and he wants her to go to college, and he's got medical bills and all this stuff. You know, we just ranted about capitalism not too long ago.
Exactly, the consolidation of the healthcare industry screwing him over.
Exactly. So he has all these bills, he has all these expectations, and he's trying to be the man of the house. No one's asked him, but he's trying. He wants to be. So he goes right into construction. He works long hours and stuff like this, and because of all this hard work, he never takes any days off or anything like that, and all the overtime and stuff like that, he becomes an ace. He becomes a pro. But it's still, construction. You can only make so much money, right?
Yeah.
And he's taking as many jobs as possible, and then finally one day some foreman or whatever is like, no, not a foreman. It's they're doing construction on someone's property. Some guy wants to put in like a mini, like not a mini
guest house,
not a mini golf course, but like he wants to put in 3 holes.
3 holes, yeah. I
like
get it.
A limited golf course on his property, and so he gets construction. And this kid, he builds the best golf course or whatever. Yeah. He's like, "Wow, you do some good work there, son." It's Daniel Craig as his Knives Out character. You do some good work there, son. And he's like, "Oh, thank you, thank you, sir."
Yeah.
Or whatever Boston accent Mark Wahlberg has.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you're looking to make a pretty penny, I've got just the thing for you, but can't tell you about it right now. Got to keep it hush hush. And he's like, "Oh well, like I got a lot of bills on my plate, so like." Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Thank you for the opportunity. Takes him to this underground construction battle.
Is it literally underground, or are you just saying?
It's literally underground, Sean.
Oh, wow. I guess they have the construction equipment to build it underground. Yeah, that makes sense.
And where is it under? The Colosseum. They built a Colosseum underneath the Colosseum in Rome.
In Rome. Oh, wow. So they fly over to Rome then? I assume they're in America.
Actually, no, I regret saying this because that's the sequel, International Construction.
So are they in the L.A. Coliseum, or are they in Los Angeles?
Yeah, they're under the Forum.
The Forum?
Yeah.
The shittiest of all the venues out there?
Shittiest of all the venues. No, where should they be? Legitimately, where should they be? Because I do think it would be funny to like, we built this underneath the.
What if that's Area 51?
It's Area 51 is the construction.
Or they're underneath Area 51.
I love that actually, that it's actually like fucking like a government conspiracy thing.
But it's just a construction, people fighting under there.
Yeah.
We can go somewhere else.
Which president?
Or Yellowstone. It could be underneath Yellowstone. Because they talk about it's always going to blow up there. Because it's a thing.
Well, that sounds like a finale. That sounds like a film climax to me.
But in reality, the volcano that's there is actually just construction workers going ham on each other.
Yeah, that's what all the seismic vibrations are. Or whatever.
Yeah, it's just
all right. It's underneath Yellowstone, and right above them is a fucking what's his nuts from Field of Dreams?
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner's
roping
cattle when he should be battling construction vehicles.
Exactly.
Suck a dick, Kevin Costner. Yeah. So underneath Yellowstone, he takes him to Yellowstone. He's like, "What are we doing out here, sir?" He's like, well, you just wait and see, young sonny boy.
And then what if he goes up? I don't know how cheesy you want this to be. What if?
Because I'm so serious up to this point.
What if they go up like, there's buffalo out there, but they go up to this clearly not real buffalo, but it's supposed to be a real buffalo. And then they just like turn its head or something, and then they like walk in through the buffalo or whatever. I don't know.
I was gonna say
somehow it opens a door in from the ground or whatever, and then they go down.
I was actually gonna say they go to like Old Faithful, and he like pushes a button on his phone, and Old Faithful stops, and they just go down the hole.
That's better. That would make more sense.
When you talked about the buffalo, I was like, how close are we? How close is this to just being an Austin Powers movie?
Very.
So we go to this underground, literally, construction battle
zone.
Yeah. And he sees, like, he walks in there and you hear cheering, and he's like going through the crowd to get a sight of what's happening. And he sees, like crane on crane action. Yeah, they're just tearing each other apart.
I'm going to look up construction equipment.
That's exactly what we should do, because I don't even actually know the names of a lot of them. I know crane, I know steamroller, and I know jackhammer.
Jackhammer? Is that a big thing?
They have like big ones. You know what I'm talking about? Where they have like really big ones where you can like.
Yeah, you could have the dump truck. By big truck, I mean dump truck. You have cement trucks, an excavator, backhoe, crane, steam. You're right, steamroller, bulldozer. This is like little kid stuff, but yeah, I think you get a lot of stuff. I think it would be fun. Heavy equipment, that's what I love. Big trucks, maybe some tractors in there. I think there's some good selections in there.
Yeah.
I think you got to have a fight between like a tiny forklift and then just like a truck or whatever.
Oh, there's definitely
just squashes it.
So so the big question of the movie.
Yeah.
What does our protagonist drive?
I don't know.
I kind of want to say forklift. Forklifts are like
so he's going to be the tiniest thing out there.
He's the underdog.
Okay. He's going to be real shifty on that forklift.
I think he chooses or
does he get to choose which one he wants?
I was going to say before each fight you get to choose. So then there's also kind of like a rock paper scissors element to each battle as well, like who's choosing what, kind of thing.
Okay. I like that.
Articulated haulers. I think that's a dump truck.
I've never heard that term before.
Asphalt pavers. That's just a steamroller, right?
Yeah, I would say that's a steamroller.
Backhoe loaders. Am I right, ladies? Woo, yeah! Take your tops off.
Take my top off.
God damn it! I can't wait to do that at our live show.
Yeah, and then everyone hates us.
Oh, Sean. Everyone hates me already. Boom lifts.
Okay.
So like before each fight, he has to
choose which one.
So he's coming in. He's like, "What's going on? What is this? What is this?" And he's like, "This is underground construction battle fights to the death." And he's like, "What? No." And he's like, "Yeah, too late, sonny. You're in it now, bitch. I signed you up. Your first fight is right now." And he has to go in and fight. Mm-hmm. And this is where we get the exposition of the rules. Yeah. The rules are, if you exit the vehicle, you forfeit.
Yep. Now, do people die in this, or do they?
People absolutely die in this.
Okay,
yeah.
Death is on the table.
Yes, but that's like the exiting the vehicle thing. That like.
So if you die, you lose, clearly.
Well, yes, but if you die, you lose.
Yeah.
But if you forfeit, I want there to be like, it's basically like if you forfeit, you're like blackballed.
Yeah.
And like you'll never work again. And that's like part of this is that like he's like, well, I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna get out of the vehicle. I don't want to do this. He's like, no, you don't get it, sonny. If you don't do this, you'll never work again. That pretty little sister of yours is never going to college, and your mama gonna die of cancer.
Jeez, yeah. Stakes risen.
Yeah. So he's like, all right, I gotta fight. Say hello to your mother for me. Say goodbye to my mother for me.
Oh, hey, donkey. Oh, hey, forklift. Say hello to your mother for me.
What's that about? Have you heard that he fucking hates that skit.
Yeah, I mean, he came on and did it with Andy Samberg.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
well,
he
I must
did.
not have hated it that much then.
Yeah, but I do think that he was not a particularly big fan of it.
Fuck you. If you can't laugh at yourself, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Especially when you're Mark Wahlberg. Especially when there's a lot to laugh about.
Yeah. Doing a lot of crazy things.
Yeah. Anyway, so he has to get in this fight. I'm wondering, so he has to get in this fight. You say dump truck.
Yeah.
I think that's a good first choice, actually.
Okay.
A dump truck. It's like kind of versatile. It's not too like offensive.
Yes.
And he like doesn't want to kill people.
Yeah.
So like that's what he does is like, he takes the dump truck because he doesn't want to actually fight.
Yes.
And it just feels like it has more mobility than like others. So he gets in there, and it's against a crane. Or like, what's like the scariest?
Oh, the scariest one? You want that right away?
Yes. What's the scariest? Yes, because I know what I'm doing. Sorry, that sounded like overconfident. I mean, like I have an idea for later.
I don't know. I'd probably say a cement truck or a backhoe or something, right? Compared to a dump truck.
I actually like the backhoe. Cement truck feels a little. Actually, the cement truck will be fun later.
Okay.
But the backhoe seems because it has like the two things. It has
you can have it from both sides.
Yeah, it has like the little crane and a shovel thing. So it feels like a lot's going on with a backhoe. And how do you approach that? So we get this crazy fight where he's like driving around in the dump truck. He's fucking Tokyo drifting in the dump truck.
Get that drift on.
Yeah.
Get that nos button.
Yeah, and I think the guy driving the backhoe, absolute douchebag. Is like full on like, hey, you motherfucker, I'm gonna fucking kill you, bruv.
Oh yeah. You can't like the person.
Oh yeah, no, he's got a mohawk. He's got like a spiky mohawk.
Yeah.
Like very punk, like 80s punk spiky.
Yeah, I
mohawk.
feel like he's wearing Bibbs overall based on that.
Yeah,
voice
and
of
nothing
him.
else.
And nothing else.
He's chewing.
I
feel like
spitting.
60-70% of this cast is chewing though.
Yeah, that
So,
makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like a construction film.
So he's just like, fuck you, bro. And he's like, maybe like flips the dump truck a bit, and so like he's stuck. But then he uses the dump part of the truck to like tip himself back over, tip the backhoe over, and runs over the crane part to like kind of like break that arm. And so the backhoe is stuck on his side, and he's got his tire over the backhoe, and he's like spinning it to like threaten. He's like, don't kill me, bro. Not before I see my nan. And he's like, get out of the vehicle. I don't want to kill you. He's like, and but that's how he wins. He convinces people to get, so people don't like him actually now. Like the crowd hates him. They're like, no, we want blood.
We want blood.
Blood and metal.
Yeah. Okay, so he wins that fight.
Yeah, so he wins that fight. And he makes it through. And I think he like makes like a bit of you make a bit from each.
Oh, you make a little money.
You make a little money each win.
All right.
But like, you gotta climb the ladder and you gotta like make.
Is this a tournament or is this like just?
Of course, this is a tournament, Sean. Have you not been listening?
You said like make a little money, climb the ladder. So like I don't know if you're just climbing.
Yeah, but it's not like Sweet 16. It's not like one like elimination tournament. It's more like seed, like yeah. It's
that's not the sound. I'm done.
That's y'all ready for this?
Yes.
I was like, what?
Oh, maybe we should dub that over Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. So it's not a seeded tournament. It's like a round robin.
Is it like that movie Never Back Down? Have you ever seen?
I've never seen Never
Great
Back
fucking
Down.
movie.
I bet it is.
The main character from Iowa in the movie. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that I did know. Yeah.
And honestly, the bad guy in that movie, Ryan the Terror McCarthy is his name. Top 10 movie villain.
Wow.
Yeah, horrible guy.
Well, yeah, they named him McCarthy. I was gonna say I'm spreading McCarthyism here. That would, if my name was McCarthy and I was a bad guy in anything, that would be my like slogan. I'm like,
Bringing McCarthyism.
bringing back McCarthyism.
You're a communist. You're a communist. You're a communist.
You're getting blackballed, motherfucker. You best go to Italy because you're not welcome in America.
I like it.
And then I'd be a sumo wrestler for, I don't know why. I'd be a bad guy sumo wrestler.
I like it.
Have I ever told you that actually could have been my reality?
That would have been phenomenal.
So, can I expound on this?
Sure.
So, I was born in Japan.
Oh.
And my mom always told me and my brother that if we had stayed in Japan, she would have put us in sumo.
Nice. You got the body?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh. And like, my brother is also, I mean, we had a what a pitch with him. So like my brother has this like natural like entertainment, charisma. So we would have just been like the evil foreigners of sumo.
Yeah.
Where we just come in and disrespect like all their traditions and stuff, but also win. Like beat the shit out of sumo wrestlers.
It reminds me of, and maybe, I don't know if this sketch is super PC anymore, but there was a sketch from early on in SNL with John Belushi where he's like the samurai. I forget.
It's the sandwich samurai. Yeah.
That's what I envision.
Yeah, that's a really good skit. I mean, that's a classic one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like an alternate reality
alternate
where
time.
I am an evil sumo wrestler.
Yeah, just owning all those Japanese people.
Yeah. Because God knows they can't last against corn-fed Iowa, boys.
That's right, America. We won World War II, baby.
Here comes McCarthyism. Anyway, so he wins the fight by forfeit. The guy gets out of the back. He's like, oh, I'm going back to England, bruv.
Oh, I didn't know he's English.
I was saying
Southern.
bruv.
Oh, okay.
I said nan.
I don't know. That accent spoke Southern to me. Southern part of England, I guess.
I'm going back to Georgia, bruv.
That's it.
Have a spot of tea in Louisiana, with my beignets.
I like it.
You ever had a beignet, mate? Oh, fuck, they sick.
I don't know.
Anyway. So he comes out of that, he gets a little money, and his sponsor, the rich guy, is like, oh, that was pretty good, Sonny, but next time maybe, like bash the brains in a little, get a little blood flow, that's what makes the money grow.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm not
gonna do that.
I'm not gonna kill anybody. What if we don't cast Mark Wahlberg and I'm just doing a Mark Wahlberg?
I'm fine with that. You can just do a Mark Wahlberg the whole time. We don't have to put him in the movie. He's got his baggage.
Or maybe Mark Wahlberg's the rich guy.
There you go.
Doing a Southern accent. Not British Southern, actual Southern.
Yeah.
And he gets put in another fight. I think at this point, like, he gets a phone call from his sister.
Okay.
And he called, and
first off being like, where the fuck are you?
Yeah, she's like, where are you? And he's like, oh, I'm just
out in Yellowstone.
I was gonna say out with the guys for a few beers, just get off my back, get off my fucking back.
Yeah, I like it.
And she's like, well, mom's not feeling well. You should probably come to the hospital. And he's like, I'll be there when I can.
Talk to our mother for me.
Talk to our mother for me. Hangs up. And then I think he's maybe in like some locker room, and he like meets a few of the few other drivers and stuff like that. And he meets, I think, like the champion.
Okay.
Who's like, 7-time whatever, construction.
Killed a lot of people.
Killed a lot. Mass murderer.
Mass murder. But not a problem because it's the underground construction BattleBots world.
I almost said like a really like not cool joke. It's like they call him AK-47 because of how many people because he's such a mass murderer.
Well, the thing is, there was a comedian
they call him gun violent.
There was a comedian in Des Moines many years ago. Early on when I started. And his name was AJ-47, is what he called himself.
God.
He was awful.
Stage name.
Stage name, yes. I mean, maybe his real name probably. I assume there's an AJ within
I'm
his
just
real
saying,
name, but
it's
then
worse
he
if
comes
he chose it.
Exactly.
If someone gave it to him, then it's like, okay, like
I
that
would
wasn't
assume
really
he
his fault.
chose it based on when I saw. Yeah.
Can you give an example of one of his jokes?
No, I don't remember. It's so long.
But it was terrible.
Oh yeah, he was awful. He was not good.
Like offensive.
Yeah,
terrible.
kind of. Yeah.
Jeez.
It's been a while. Again, I don't remember anything. So
Is it AJ Simmons? Are we just gonna start?
No, it is not. I will thoroughly defend it is not AJ
AJ Simmons, aka AJ's 47.
No. I cannot put that on anyone. That would be horrible.
I'm kidding. People do not. That's totally on me. I hear AJ. I think of a person named AJ. I put those two together and make a stupid joke. That's what I do. Because I'm an idiot.
Okay, so bad guy named AK-47.
Well, now I want him to be named AJ-47.
Well, you can be AJ-47.
AJ-47. AJ. I think he is like. His name is like Austin Johns.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Spelled
47 for what? 40? How many?
And they just call him
deaths?
AJ-47
Or because of the gun.
because of the gun.
Okay,
They call him AJ-47.
Pop, 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 pop.
He meets a lady driver. Ooh la la, ladies!
Lady. Woo! Take our time off again. Woo!
Yeah.
I brought a second top to put on and then take off.
I love how many tops you wear. They take off their tops and they just have another one on.
Yeah.
Everything stays cool. Woo-hoo. It's all kosher here. That would actually be a really good bit. Like a woman goes to a show and she's like, I'm taking off my top. She takes off and she has another top and she just keeps taking tops off and has more tops.
I like that.
That's a really funny bit.
That is a great bet.
Fuck.
Met a girl.
Met a girl. She's a driver. She's one of few. You know.
Yeah.
She also has money problems. We're not going to find that out yet, though.
Okay.
We're just getting the lay of the land of the other drivers. There's mostly because I'm running out of characters to think of. There's another Southern British person. They're twins. He's like,
oh yeah,
but he has a different mohawk.
It's a
different look.
He has a. Or I was gonna say a faux hawk, but that's with the hair and then no. I was gonna say he has hair splitting out from the sides, not hair on the top.
Reverse mohawk.
A reverse mohawk.
The crazy Costanza, one might say.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you. So I thought of this like a month ago. I posted it on Facebook. It did not get as many likes as I thought it would. A George Costanza dating sim where you play as George Costanza and you go on like all these like weird dates with women and you're like, oh, they're perfect, but then there's like something off with them.
Okay.
I think that's really funny. That'd be really funny.
Okay, here's the problem. I'm not like I know Seinfeld, but not that well.
Well, go fuck yourself.
So that's probably the problem for me.
Maybe you should watch Seinfeld.
Also, Seinfeld's like what, 30 years old at this point.
Yeah.
And it's like me talking about Cheers.
They just re-released Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 last year. How old is Tony Hawk? He can't even skateboard anymore. That's how old he is.
Whatever. You got go to the. I think you should go post this on probably what I assume there's a Seinfeld Reddit page. I'd go post it there. See how well it slaps.
All right. Yeah. Go to the people.
You go to the people that will understand.
That's a really good point, Sean. You're so smart.
Yeah, you go speak to the people.
And then that's how I become powerful.
Exactly. That is how everyone does it. You go to that subreddit that you
the Seinfeld subreddit.
The Seinfeld.
That's what got Obama elected.
Yeah, you went to the Seinfeld,
subreddit.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to be a pirate. Anyway.
Yeah.
So he meets all these different drivers in the locker room. What?
I won't be a pirate. I was trying to think of the one master of the. I don't want to be the master of my own domain.
Michelle, what's the deal with airplane food? Michelle?
What's the deal with this Mitch McConnell guy?
All right, okay. Oh, hold on. So obviously Barack Obama is Jerry Seinfeld. Who is Barack's George Costanza?
Who's Barack's? Who's like
in like his administration?
Wasn't it Joe Biden? Like at that point,
Joe Biden is George Costanza. You're absolutely correct about that. Elaine it's Michelle.
Yeah.
I think
Kramer.
I think Rahm Emanuel.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
It's a pretty good Kramer.
he's got some crazy energy.
That's another. Let's just cast.
Let's just cast. Administration.
Seinfeld using the Obama administration. Very topical joke we're doing.
Let's do Bill Clinton's administration.
Oh my God, 90s and 90s.
Monica Lewinsky, obviously, is gotta be lame.
Is obviously yes. Mulva, Dolores. Very topical.
Janet
joke.
Reno, clearly Kramer.
This Gore. Gore is Newman. Very on the pulse. What a pitch. We are fucking crushing it with the Gen Z crowd. Yeah.
Love you, Gen Z.
Oh man.
Skidibbity toilets. Mid. Man, we being sus in here.
All those sussy baka ladies in the audience.
Sigma. Woo!
Taking off my fourth top. Sigma balls. Anyway, so he's in the locker room meeting all these drivers. So he meets
the twin.
AJ-47. He meets the twin.
The lady
with the reverse mohawk. Oh God! And he's just
it'd be called like a duhawk, wouldn't it, or a duohawk? Because a mohawk would mean mono. So you got.
Is that what mohawk means?
I assume so, right? I don't know. I could be wrong.
I thought it was like a Three Stooges reference, and it was like something like Mo would wear.
Maybe.
Again, on the pulse. Fucking
Hell,
crushing it with
who's your
Gen Z.
favorite stooge? I'm a curly guy.
I don't know. I'm more of a Marx Brothers guy. You ever heard of Carl? Gen Z!
Gen Z, what up?
Where are my Gen Z communists at? Bet all these listeners are wishing we were talking about pro wrestling right now.
I actually, we don't need to talk. We'll talk after the show. But I went to an indie wrestling show and I need to talk to you about
absolutely.
that.
We'll chat. Okay. So he's in the locker room.
With the Three Stooges and Karl Marx.
Karl Marx.
I just imagine Karl Marx has the Marx Brothers, so he has like the glasses
with the big black mustache and the big dumb nose. Yeah. But then everything else is Karl Marx. Which one is that's Groucho? Karl Groucho Marx.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's in the locker room. AJ-47, lady driver, twin Duhawk, Karl Marx.
Karl Groucho Marx.
Karl Groucho Marx. Oh no, wait, he doesn't meet Karl Groucho Marx.
Okay.
Because his next fight, he comes out, he's like, you gotta pick something more aggressive this time. So it's like the big jackhammer.
Yes.
Like where they need it's a fucking vehicle holding the hammer.
Yes.
But they turn the hammer sideways, so now it can shoot straight. Out.
I like it.
So it's more like a battering ram kind of thing.
Yeah.
He chooses that this time.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, I'm going to be a little more aggressive.
Yes.
But then the next guy comes out, crowd favorite, Karl Groucho Marx. And that's like, what? And it's like a hard zoom to the cockpit of the vehicle. And it's Karl Marx wearing the Groucho Marx face thing.
This might be too far, but can he be in like black and white? Because the only pictures I've ever seen of him are in black and white.
It's gonna be like fucking South Park, where it's a picture of him and just like the top half of his head moves, like it's a paper cut.
Yeah. That's great.
So,
and he obviously he has that McCarthyism. He sees he's a communist. Gotta go get him.
Yeah, he's just reciting like communist quotes from the Communist Manifesto, or whatever, which I can't even fucking
but
quote
the crowd's
right
a big fan of him. Great.
Yeah, they love them. They're like,
we love him.
We love Marxism. Oh, God. I don't even give a shit what construction vehicle he has.
It doesn't matter.
Mark Wahlberg character beats him. But
Yes.
still wins by forfeit.
Yeah.
He convinces Karl Marx to...
Carl Groucho Marx.
He convinces Carl, hey, we're all in a society. We live in a society,
Yes.
The
working class. Let's fight back against the power.
I'm a construction worker, Some might think I'm a communist. And he's like, yeah, that's good. What, German?
I would guess German, but I'm not 100%.
Well, if he's not German, sorry to other European, I'm assuming Eastern European country.
Yeah.
Sorry I didn't get Karl Marx's home of origin correct. Oh, cancel me.
And then I feel like before he gets sent off, he has to just go waka waka. I don't know, not the Fozzie Bear, but some stupid. I don't know what a Marx Brothers joke is.
Carl Groucho Marx Bear.
I don't know a Marx Brothers bit. So
I was gonna say we could have him
wear.
wear that little hat that Fozzie Bear wears. He's like this close to turning into the Charlie Chaplin.
That's true.
Carl Groucho Marx. Oh fuck. Mm-hmm. Again, he's still painting, so he the picture just bounces away. It's a 2D image in a 3D landscape.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that at the top of this episode I said, I just feel like I haven't been stupid on the podcast in a while.
We're there.
And
we're full bore. We're hog wild, in it?
Retroactively, I want them to come through the Buffalo now. I don't want them to go through Old Faithful. I want the Buffalo.
The Buffalo.
I want the Buffalo now. So,
well, here, this is how you make it work. He has the button to do Old Faithful, but it doesn't work. So he's like, fuck it. And then he just
I gotta use the back door.
Yeah, and then he goes in through the Buffalo.
Yes, I love it. Man.
Bueno.
So he wins his second fight.
Yep. Gets a little more cheddar.
Yeah, again, through forfeit.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, they're like, all right, you won your first two matches. Your third match, it's going to come, but you got to wait a bit,
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, can I go home then? My mom's sick. And they're like, no, if you leave, you'll never work again. And everyone you know and love will die.
Yes, yeah.
He's like, fine. So he goes to the bar, to get a drink.
Just the old bar down by the...
Well, of course they have a bar,
Yeah,
it's all these rich people.
Oh, yeah. No, you got to be wasted watching this stuff.
Yeah. So he goes to the bar. He runs into the lady driver.
Yes.
And they chat. And they commiserate that they both have these bills. She has some sob story. Honestly, I don't know what it is. It's not because she's a woman. It's just because how much can I give a shit about the characters in this movie? One of the characters is Karl Marx.
Carl Groucho Marx.
Karl Groucho Marx. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
As
Karl Marx wasn't stupid enough. They have some generic sob story about how they don't have money, so they have to come fight here. And he gets another call.
How about her? Okay. Because I always find these stories fascinating. It's one of my favorite jokes. How about her dog just gets abducted by a bird? Her little tiny dog.
A bird?
Because a falcon takes it away, and the falcon went up to a very tall mountain. And she needs the money to get gear to go up the mountain to get her dog back, to kill the bird and get her dog back. That's her story.
Sure, and it's at the top of Everest.
Yes.
So she needs the money to climb Everest.
Yeah, exactly. A bastard of a bird.
And it's
and I don't know what this lady's, what she's going to end up, but if she does end up well, that's a spin-off of this movie, is that story.
Yes. Yeah.
Look at that. We're building this fucking franchise out. DC Universe, suck on this, baby.
Yeah, suck on my big steamroller.
Yeah.
I got a couple of Doc Ock arms that say, suck it!
Love it.
Also, it's not just any ordinary bird. It's some fucking mega ultra chicken or some shit like that. That's from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Okay.
But it's some big bird. It's the last albino bald eagle, where it's a white bird with a brown head.
I like it. Beautiful.
And not protected by the U.S. because it's a fucking atrocity to its species.
Exactly.
Or some shit like that. It's the dewhawk bird.
Yeah.
Or the duo hawk, whatever you said.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
So they have the sob story.
So they have the sob story. He gets another phone call. Mm-hmm. And he picks it up. He's like, hey, sis, I can't talk to you right now. Yeah. And he's like, no, Mark, it's your mother. It's like, Ma, you okay, Ma? She's like, no, Mark, I feel terrible. He's like, Ma, you shouldn't be talking. You shouldn't be talking on the phone, Ma. You sound like a ghost. I am a ghost, Mark. I died 15 minutes ago. God. And he's like, what? No. And so his mom's dead.
Okay.
So now he's like, oh, do I even fight? Like, the reason I had to make all this money is gone now. No, he keeps fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But before he fights again, Lady Driver fights the twin. Duo Hawk.
Yeah.
And loses.
Oh, no.
But from the stands, Mark, like, shouts to her. He's like, Lady Driver! Lady Driver!
I love how we have not given her a name whatsoever.
It's Lady Driver.
Lady Driver. Her name's Lady, and she's a driver.
What if it's like, you know those movies where they're like, I'm not going to tell you my real name, so I'm going to tell you something that's obviously a fake name, but, like, it matters to us. Yeah. What if it's like that, but with, like, construction? So he's John Deere to her, and she's Caterpillar.
Caterpillar, yeah.
He's like, Caterpillar.
Yeah.
And it's that dumb shit where, like, you can hear him over the entire crowd.
Yeah, it's a classic High School Musical situation where Gabrielle goes, try!
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Joni loves Chachi.
Joni loves Chachi.
That's what I think of every time I, like, see someone yelling from a crowd.
So he yells out to her.
And he convinces her to forfeit.
Yeah.
And in their, like, scene at the bar, she can be like, I need the money, blah, 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 for my dog. Gotta kill the albino bald eagle. But he convinces her to forfeit.
Yeah.
And the twin is like, oh, fuck yeah. But then he has to immediately fight again. He has to fight AJ 47.
Yep.
AJ crushes him. Record time. Like, new stadium record, you know?
Yeah.
12-second kill. And he's dead. And the first twin can be like, no, brother, no.
Okay.
And they're like, all right, main event of the night. AJ 47 versus, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Actually, the character is good. Y'all ready for this? Mortal Kombat! Anyway, so yeah, main event, in 10 minutes. And he's like, oh, I gotta go get ready. And he has to go get ready. And Lady Driver's like, oh, I did what you told me to do. And he's like, good, I have a plan.
Okay.
So, main event fight. Yeah.
What are the vehicles?
What are
the forklift? Did you choose the forklift?
I think it's the forklift.
But he has to choose that second to probably, I assume, does he choose that first or second, I guess?
Well, it's like a blind selection. So like they choose
at the same
they don't
time.
see each other's choice. And it's just open drive out fight.
All right.
That's what I think.
Yeah, no, that works. I like that.
I like the forklift. I don't even know if this thing exists.
Well, this movie fucking
but it's just a big fucking drill.
So we talking like a drill into my favorite movie, Armageddon, where they got to drill into that fucking asteroid, blow it up?
Does it have the three prongs that also turn, and then it also fully turns? So that's the kind of drill I've seen.
All right.
I don't even know if it exists.
I like it. It
but
sounds
it's like
real.
3 drills that are like on the drill head.
I get it.
They individually spin, and then the whole thing spins. So there's a lot of torque happening.
Yeah, a lot of action.
That's AJ 47s.
Mm-hmm. And does when Mark drives out with the forklift, does the crowd audibly gasp? Like,
yes, it's
my God, why?
Yeah, like what a fucking dweeb. He's like, no, it's a plan. And I think that he does. I don't even know what I am trying to say.
Okay.
Personally,
Let's do it.
but I think like the prongs of the forklift like wedge perfectly to like stop the drill.
It's like a Death Star situation. He has to nail this one specific spot, and he fucking
and
gets
he
it.
lifts the drill off the ground,
Yeah.
and then AJ's thing starts spinning, and
And then he spins around, is what you're saying.
yeah, because the drill head got stopped by the
And so
forklift.
the other, okay, got it.
And so the cockpit basically,
that makes-
the drill vehicle
that
itself.
makes physics sense.
Yes. Up to this point,
Everything
was
perfect.
kosher. Einstein had no problem. But then Karl Marx showed up and he's like, wait a minute. Einstein is German. That I do know. Anyway, neither here nor there. I'm just thinking of that picture of Einstein with his tongue out, where he's like, Anyway, that's
Great
my
for our
impression.
visual listeners here.
Yeah. Ladies! You love that Einstein bit! Yeah! Take your top off for the theory of relativity! Anyway.
They're wild.
So the drill
Yep,
cart
spin around.
starts spinning and AJ gets launched from it. Technical forfeit.
Now, I should say, is there a ref on the battlefield that goes, like just a normal ref out? And it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's actually like a Japanese sumo wrestling ref. So he's in the full outfit.
Full of it.
And he has like these little like flags kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
I
he's
like
like,
it.
"Shut!" Yeah, it's great.
Oh, well.
But there's also like some sort of fucking like announcer who's like, Mark Wahlberg has chosen the forklift like a fucking dumbass. Let's
Okay.
see how quickly he dies.
All right, a shock jock from the
There's
80s.
shock jock, yes. And now halftime for the show. Here's Obama doing Jerry Seinfeld.
What's the deal with airplane food?
You ever taken a lady out for Chinese food? And the person who comes out isn't Chinese? You're like, what's the deal?
There you go.
Anyway, AJ gets launched, technical forfeit. I think with each forfeiture, the crowd is getting more and more like upset. And so now they're at like peak, like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, we
bro.
want
This is
death.
Fucking terror. We want blood. Mm-hmm. And at this point, Mark Wahlberg's sponsor comes over the speaker and he's like, don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen. Blood will be spilt this evening by yours truly. And like a big door opens up and it's like the Megazord of construction vehicles comes
Just
out.
all combined together.
All of them combined. They fucking Voltroned up.
Yeah.
He's got like a fucking battering ram arm.
Oh, okay.
He's got drill feet. He's got like Dr. Octopus crane arms.
Yeah, I like it.
And like it's a fucking amalgamation of construction vehicles.
Yes.
Fucking and Mark Wahlberg is out there again in the forklift.
Yep.
So he's like weaving between everything and like dodging everything.
Yeah.
And it looks like, like fucking explosions are going off. This big Megazord construction vehicles crashing everywhere.
Yeah.
But at some point he gets like cornered and like right as he's about to like get crushed,
Yeah.
a dump truck comes in, blocks that.
Okay.
Other vehicles come in, and it's the other drivers that he convinced to forfeit, and they're unionizing. They're unionizing against the rich
Carl
person.
Groucho Marx's dream, baby.
Karl Marx is fucking. That
Unions.
2D picture became 3D very fast. They're unionizing against, and so this group of let's just be honest. It's the family. It's the family from Fast and the Furious. Basically, this is Fast and the Furious 0. It's Fast and the Furious below sea level.
Exactly.
And it's a group of vehicles all working together in a union and taking down this rich Megazord bastard. It's all an allegory for capitalism. Break up the banks.
Yeah.
Break up the monopolies.
Hell yeah.
Let's fucking we're here in Iowa and we're going into Chicago, and we're going to Michigan.
Okay, Howard Dean is
Howard
in the
Dean.
movie.
Again, Gen Z.
Gen Z
loves this.
Loves Howard Dean.
Gen Z
humor.
loves Howard Dean. If Howard Dean ran in 2020, Donald Trump wouldn't be president again.
Right, brother. Yeah.
That is actually my favorite moment in America.
And it's pretty great.
In my like life
Yeah.
as an American is the Howard Dean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I love that. I remember watching it like live
Yeah.
because it was when didn't he win the Iowa caucus?
No, he lost the Iowa
he lost the
caucus,
Iowa
and so I think he was trying to pep talk his crew up.
Oh, so it was in Iowa.
It was in Iowa. Yes, it is. That's where it happened.
That's why I remember it so vividly.
Yeah. No, it happened in Iowa. He had lost. I think he was like one of the strong favorites, and I don't think he did very well at all. And so he was just giving a pep talk that
Too peppy.
Yeah,
Too
too
peppy.
peppy. Too peppy.
Oh, sorry, Howard Dean.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they eventually, in this big action scene, they beat the construction vehicle, but also have disturbed the Yellowstone volcano. And and it starts to, it's all starting to collapse,
Yeah, I
and
think,
things are lava is spewing out,
Yeah.
and stuff, and like rich people are melting and shit. It's awesome. There's this great part where the lady driver's about to die, but Mark Wahlberg, grabs her hand, pulls her.
And he's on the forklift this entire time.
He's on the
right?
of course, yeah. Now she's like holding on to him like they're riding a motorcycle, but it's a forklift.
Yeah, it's a forklift.
And on the arms of the forklift is the British Southern person. He's like, I don't want to die, bruv. I gotta have Nan's sweet iced tea one last time, bruv.
Okay.
And they outrun the volcano that is Yellowstone. Yellowstone erupts. Mass extinction.
Massive.
No.
I just imagine the movie just ends with him riding off riding out with the people on.
Sunrise.
And then I was going to say the Yellowstone's just exploding behind him. Black.
Yeah, I mean, like he is like maybe he kisses the lady driver.
Well, yeah. But cool guys never look at the explosion.
No,
so,
of course.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say riding off into the sunset.
No, you got to have the explosion behind him.
Okay, yeah.
But you could go off in the sunset, too. You could turn it back around.
Sunrise.
I
will say this happened at night. That's all I'm saying.
You're right.
It happened at night, so he would be driving off into the sunrise.
Yes,
Which either way looks great.
Yeah, no. And people are dying because obviously it's a mass extinction.
Yeah. I mean,
But
this is
he
blotting
won't.
out the sun.
But he won't. Because he's Mark Wahlberg.
No, because he's going to Rome, Italy.
Yeah.
On the other side of the world, definitely not affected
No.
environmentally by Yellowstone erupting.
Not at all.
Yeah. So that's my movie.
Sweet.
Any questions or comments?
Nope. Love it.
Great. Well, I do have one last thing. We do need a title.
I thought it was under construction.
Under construction? Do you actually like that?
I mean, if you got another one, that's fine.
Road work ahead. I sure hope it does. Gen Z.
What? Road
That's
work
a
ahead?
Vine. That's a Vine. Have you never seen that?
No.
It's this guy driving, and there's a road work ahead sign, like on the side of the road, and he goes, "Road work ahead. I sure hope it does."
Okay. That's dumb. But
It's
I
the right
like it.
kind of dumb, though.
Yeah,
right?
no, I like it. I like
No,
it.
actually, under construction.
Because they're underground. That's why I think it.
And construction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Under construction's not bad.
That or big ass machinery beating up big ass machinery. That's a little long title.
I was thinking of
or it's under construction : big ass machinery beating up big ass machinery.
I was thinking, what if it's like an anagram thing where it's like big ass machine functions and it's BAMF.
Sure. Yep.
Because that other people think that means badass motherfucker, but in our movie it stands for big ass machine functions. BAMF.
Wait, so that's the title of the movie?
So the title of the movie is BAMFs.
BAMFs.
Big ass machine functions. Rated PG-13.
Rated PG-13. I'm good with that. Stupid, just like the movie.
Should we just go with under construction?
Yeah, I think under construction's probably better.
All right. Now that we've squared that circular hole, it's time to move on to the cast list. All right. So we have our main character. I don't think it's played by Mark Wahlberg.
Yes.
I think the character is Mark Wahlberg. And we cast someone to play Mark Wahlberg.
Okay. Timothy Chalamet.
I was going to say Miles Teller.
All right, that's fine.
All right, Miles Teller. He's not in enough stupid movies lately.
Yeah, that's true.
So Miles Teller as Mark Wahlberg. We need his like financier,
Yeah,
like his
Paul F. Tompkins.
Yes, yes, Paul F. Tompkins. What about Miles Teller's sister, younger sister?
Zendaya. I don't know.
Zendaya is
Yeah.
their mom.
Miles Teller's. Zendaya, not Zendaya.
It's Zendaya.
Okay.
Angela Bassett.
Okay. I was that, or I was thinking Carla from Scrubs, so Julia Reyes or whatever.
Oh,
So,
yeah, let's do Julia Reyes. All right,
yeah.
Julia Reyes. Lady Driver.
Lady Driver.
Lady Driver will be.
I was gonna say, is it Brie Larson, the one Captain Marvel?
Yeah, Brie Larson.
Yeah.
I was thinking. Have you ever seen Deadpool?
No.
Have you seen Firefly?
No.
Okay, never mind. Brie Larson.
All right, cool.
The Southern British twins. I think it should be the same guy, playing two roles.
All right. Who's a really annoying British person?
But not because he's Southern, but also not. Walton Goggins.
Sure, he's weird.
I love
I watched his episode of SNL. It was like, this is kind of weird, but it was all right.
Walton Goggins. AJ-47.
Oh, man. I was... how old are we thinking here with this character?
Oh! I actually thought of a person.
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton from Formula One.
Yeah, you got to stunt cast it.
Karl Marx will be voiced by Matt Ortrey.
Yeah, I like that.
From South Park.
Yeah.
In doing their Canadian voices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a Karl Marx quote, but like do it in like that. Do it in the Canadian voices that they do for
It's a little hard.
Terrence and whatever from South Park.
Yeah.
Anyway. Any other characters?
Announcer? Is that Jason Mantzoukas?
Oh God, Jason. Is Jason Karl Marx?
No, I like the idea that it's
You
just
like the
South
Matt
Park.
and Trey Parker?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Jason Mantzoukas can be the shock
Okay.
jock. So I think that's it. I think that's it
Cool.
for everybody. Cool. All right. Well,
Bamfs. No, under construction.
under construction.
Oh boy. Okay, you ready? In a world where a man has to start working for a living.
Oh man, my mom's sick.
I'm not doing well.
Oh, mom, no. What is it? Is it the cancer, mom?
It's the cancer. It's got me again.
Oh, shit.
I think I'm gonna go. I can't work for
Oh
you
shit!
anymore.
And my little sister has to go to college.
Yeah, I love college. Yeah, I better.
Yeah, what do you want to study? What do you want to study?
I want to study liberal arts.
Oh fuck, that's a terrible decision.
I want to learn about everything.
Well, all right, just don't take your top off in a live studio audience for
I
a
will never
terrible
do that,
podcast.
unless they pay me lots of money.
Well, I guess I gotta go into construction.
And so he finds a job in construction, and he learns how to work like a real man.
Well, howdy there, boy. You sure did a good number with my 3-hole mini golf course. Not mini golf, but you didn't make a mini golf course, did you? Oh, no, sir. I understood you wanted a limited golf course. Yes, limited golf course. Very good, boy. I think I have an opportunity for you, Sonny. You just need to come with me to Yellowstone National Park.
And so they go to Yellowstone, and they quickly realize that it's not just a regular old trip to know the nation's oldest national park.
What is this? We tried to come in Old Faithful. It wasn't working, quote unquote. Then we went through a buffalo that I thought was a buffalo. It wasn't a buffalo. What's going on, mister? Well, as you can see, once you make your way through the crowd, Sonny, this here is an underground stadium for illegal construction battles. Construction battles? What's that? To the death.
And so he learns real quickly he's got to fight to earn money to save his mom.
Oh, you cheeky little wanker, I'm going to send you up the bayou. I'm going to send you up the bayou and you're going to be gobbled up by the gators of Louisiana, bruv. What are you? Like, I'm looking at you. What are you?
And so they fight, and he fights some more, and he keeps having to fight until he faces... Well, actually, going back real quick, he realizes there's a woman that he shares a common story with. Ish.
Hey, are you poor too? Oh, how could you tell? Your shoes. Oh, shit, these are my poor shoes. Fuck. I'm poor too. My dog got kidnapped by an albino bald eagle and taken up to the top of Mount Everest. What are you? I heard that sentence. I didn't understand a word. What are you?
And so he realizes that love interest is someone he wants to protect, but he also realizes he has to fight to the very death, and he has to come across the financier.
Look here, Sonny, you keep getting wins by forfeits, and that just does not work for us rich people who want to see poor people die. So I am going to Voltron up, and I'm gonna bury your ass 6 feet under, motherfucker! Oh no! Oh, I'm driving all around. I'm avoiding all these, but I'm now cornered. Oh man, I'm gonna die. Oh my god, lady driver! Hey, it looks like I saved your ass.
And guess what? Yellowstone's blowing up!
Oh shit! All of our misdeeds have come back to haunt us. These are the consequences of our actions. I am melting in the hot lava of my opulence. This is a terrible metaphor. We're getting the fuck out of here.
And Mark Wahlberg gets off in this, so make sure you come this summer to see the real movie the whole time, rated PG-13, under construction.
Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you, audience, for listening to What a Pitch.
Here's the final top!
All right. Thank you, ladies. Your contractually obligated time is now up. You may go home.
No!
Oh, wow. Wow, Sean, you found some good ones. Good job, man.
We love the show!
Oh, thanks. Yeah, please,
Let's go to Denny's afterwards!
Is there a Denny's in Des Moines?
No, we gotta drive to the Quad Cities or somewhere.
Oh, wow.
I hope there's one there.
I'm from the Quad Cities.
Yeah!
Yeah, we can go to Denny's.
Let's go Denny's!
I like Denny's.
Woo!
Anyway, Sean, thanks for coming on and
Thank you.
having
This was
fun. This was
fun ride.
This was a lot of fun. Please tell the people how they can continue to support you after listening to the episode.
If you don't like opulence, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Subscribe to my Substack where I talk about where monopoly power is hurting a lot of different industries. Check that out. Literally, my Substack is my name, so Sean Dangler on Substack. That's it.
Perfect. For me personally, you can follow my band Bird Games on on Facebook at Bird Games Band. And also follow the artist page wherever you listen to music, whether that's Apple Music or Spotify, whatever. For What a Pitch, first, I would just like to reiterate that we have a live show September 16th. At 7 p.m. at XBK's The Annex. It's going to be a lot of fun. We already have one guest confirmed, and it's going to be great. It's going to be tons of fun.
Get those tickets. Snap them up.
Get those tickets. Get them while they're hot.
Get them while they're hot.
Get them fresh out of the oven. I actually don't know what's going to happen at the show because it's our first live show.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Come on and see the magic get made in person.
See how the sausage gets made.
Yeah, with my Doc Ock arms.
Gross.
That's not going to happen at the live show. Please come.
no,
Please
no,
come
no,
to the live show. Please buy a ticket. But other than that, you can follow What a Pitch on Facebook and YouTube at PODWAP. Following those would be a big help for us and really help us connect with you. Also, wherever you listen to podcasts, please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Because that's just really good for us. And like we want this podcast to be the best it can be. Because we do have a lot of fun, but it is also work. We're working really hard on it. So your support would be really greatly appreciated. And that's it for plugs. So thank you again, Sean, for joining us. And listeners, thank you for listening to What a Pitch! Vroom, vroom, bitches.